I'm in my apartment, and it sounded like a million gunshots just went off. There were people screaming outside.
Well, this is just one 911 call from the chaotic mass shooting in the Short North from May 6th that left 10 people injured. 10 TV obtained this call through a public records request to give our viewers an idea of what happened that night. In a special report, 10 TV's Lacey Crisp explains it has gotten a lot harder for us to give you this kind of information. Lacey?
10 TV is committed to bring you accurate, timely stories that include context to help you understand them better. Now, over the past few months, it has been more challenging for us to get public records from the Columbus Division of Police. That vital information is crucial to our reporting on crime in your neighborhood to keep you and your family safe.
Somebody get shot. Where's that guy at?
He's right here in the foyer.
This is a 911 call from a shooting on Soldano Boulevard on January 15th this year. 10 TV put in a request for this call moments after the shooting. We received this public record 4 months later, public records that help 10 TV keep you informed about what is happening in the city. Mark Weaver is a media law attorney and specializes in First Amendment rights and public records.
Citizens are the check and balance on government. We have a right to see what government has in most cases. And when they don't turn those records over in a timely way, citizens don't have the ability to check on their government. And in an election year, that's particularly important.
According to Ohio's open records law, public records are supposed to be available within a reasonable amount of time. In the last 6 months, there has been an average of a 4 to 5 month waiting period for Columbus police to hand over public records. We put in a request the first week of January and did not receive those records until the beginning of May. So if we're talking about an incident report and a 911 call, is 4.5, 5 months reasonable?
Ultimately, judges decide what's reasonable if there's a lawsuit, and the Supreme Court has said waiting several months for a small amount of records is unreasonable.
But Columbus police proved to return public records requests faster. For example, 10 TV received this body camera video of the shooting in the Short North 3 days after our request was submitted. That shooting happened on May 6th. We got the records Monday afternoon, 2 days later, when a Columbus police officer fatally shot 16-year-old Micaiah Bryant in April of 2021. The division released the officer's body-worn camera video 5 hours after the incident. The division was under a different chief at that time, Mike Woods. So whose responsibility is it to make sure that those records are handed over in a timely fashion?
Every public office needs to have a system where they can give out public records in a reasonable amount of time. That means they have to have the staff, the filing, and the processes in place to meet their basic obligation to allow citizens to read the records of the government.
According to the Columbus Department of Public Safety, there are 7 full-time employees who work in the Columbus Division of Police Public Records Office. By comparison, Cincinnati police have 34 full-time in the department's public records section. Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther says transparency is a priority for him and the city.
A little bit. I hear you talk about transparency a lot. How important is it in your administration to be transparent?
We think it's important, sharing as much information as possible about what's going on.
This is a letter from the supervisor of the Public Records Office for CPD dated May 10th, 2022, written to Human Resources. It states, as of June 6th, the Public Records Unit will be down 3 more management analysts, leaving 2 and myself to complete public records requests. We desperately need to get the ball rolling on hiring replacements, or the city division will likely be sued because of the time it will take to fill public records requests.
The Public Records Office in CPD has gotten down to 7 full-time employees. Public records are now being turned out 5 months after the request. Is that being transparent?
Well, we're doing our very best based on the staffing that we have available, and we're going to continue to do that to make sure that information is being turned over that's appropriate, that's been requested. Obviously, any information that's coming out of police, we got to make sure we're protecting officers and other things that might be involved.
In another email from the public records supervisor dated May 20th, 2022, it is readily apparent that replacements are immediately needed. With only 3 of us left in the office to complete these requests, it is inevitable that this unit will get substantially behind on filling requests, which will result in the division city being sued.
What responsibility does the city hold for not hiring people for that office?
Well, as you can imagine, whether it's in a newsroom or anywhere else, staffing in labor shortages in this labor market are challenging.
Government has to have enough people to do its required functions, and fulfilling public records obligations is one of its required functions.
According to the Public Safety Department, 2 lawsuits have been filed. One was dismissed after records were provided, lawsuits that could be costly to the city and its taxpayers.
Public records are the people's records. Agencies are supposed to give them over. When they don't, citizens can take action, and they should.
Now, it took us a while to do this story because we were waiting on public records. The Public Safety Department tells us the city has budgeted for more staff members in the public safety office, sending us this statement. 4 expansion positions were added to that unit.